Hey everyone, welcome back to another hardest checkmate in 2 puzzles, and here we have another really difficult checkmate in 2 puzzle. So see if you can solve it. It's white to move and checkmate in 2, and once you've managed to solve this one, have a go at this one as well. It's very similar to the last one, except the bishop has been moved now to h5 instead of it being on c8. So let's show you this one again, and then this one. See if you can solve either of these puzzles. Okay, so this is a really interesting puzzle, but what I should mention, just begin with the composer of this. It's a Russian composer. I'll put his name on the video so you can see and check out that. But let's have a look at this one. So I guess this one is very tricky because it looks as though black is pretty secure here. He's got his pawns that are doing a great job in defending the black king here. Now, you might be tempted to have a look at some different zugzwangs, and well, in this one actually you are able to zugzwang, but let me just have a look at some failed solutions first. If, let's say, you try to do queen to a6, you might be really tempted by this, because if you notice, this pawn here is pinned, it can't take this rook, and if this pawn then takes, happy days, because you can now checkmate here on b8. The problem with this solution is, unfortunately, black has got a way to get out of this. He can now actually play c takes on b6, and there's no longer a checkmate in sight. Even if you do something like this, which looks really nice because you're exploiting this pin, unfortunately now this knight is no longer defending the b8 square, so the king can just run here. And okay, I believe it's checkmate in, I think, about 5 or so you can still actually checkmate from here, but it is not the correct solution. So going back, other things kind of don't work. If you're looking at some of the captures, such as this, I mean, this just doesn't work because we just take and everything's fine. And even if you try and maybe play a waiting move such as this, again, this doesn't really work because you can just do stuff like this. So we've got to come up with something truly spectacular in this one, and that is why you've got to not play the queen here, but you've instead got to go for this very strong and powerful move, queen to c6, an amazing move that does a lot of things here. Now, let's first go over, well, basically there's 6 different ways that black can play this position. He only has 6 available moves, but all of them fail to various checkmates. So the first one I want to look at is, let's say we move this pawn here on a7. If we do a6 or even pawn to a5, these can both be met by the move rook to a6. So after this, you can now capture this pawn. That is checkmate. Notice here this pawn can't capture because you're pinning it via the queen. So that doesn't work. Same with a5, except instead of the capture, you just go to a6. And again, this pawn cannot capture. It's a very nice Anastasia mate here with this knight and this rook delivering the checkmate. So very nice checkmate pattern to remember. So neither of those solutions work. Okay, well, what about if I now capture this rook? We saw in the last solution that in that last failed solution, I should say, that seemed to work and black was able to defend. Well, against this now we can checkmate by moving the queen back to a4. Again, we have a lovely Anastasia mate with the knight and the queen. So going back, what else could black do in this position? Well, let's say he takes the rook now, and now you can see another benefit of putting the queen onto c6. It opens up this queen to come onto the back rank, so now he can capture here on c8 with checkmate on the back rank. Very nice. What else could black do in this position? Well, he could try taking this knight here, but this doesn't work, as now we've moved this bishop away. It's no longer defending the b7 square, so this just fails to that checkmate. And I think I've covered every single one. Oh, we've also got, no, we've done a6, a5. Yeah, I think we've got all of them. Ah, well, yeah, what about just taking here? That seemed like a good idea. So again, this fails just simply to rook to b8. A very nice solution to this particular puzzle. So I hope you managed to get that one. Are you ready for the second one? Okay, so let's go over here. And, well, interestingly enough, the solution to this one changes dramatically. So no longer does queen here work. As what's interesting about this is now black can play the move bishop to f3, and that stops checkmate quite simply onto that square. So yeah, this doesn't quite work. So what does white have to do in this solution? Well, here he can play the move rook to a6. And what's nice about this is no matter what black does, once again, we can then win this. If he takes here, then, okay, the bishop's not come to f3 yet, so we win just on c6. Again, if, let's say, the pawn moves forward, you can then checkmate via the rook on a7. And even if you just move this forward again, a similar thing happens. And, well, also, if the bishop comes to f3, which looks pretty good, it now guards that particular square, you can't stop this a7 checkmate. So a really nice solution to a really, I think, nice pair of puzzles, shall we say. So if you enjoyed this one, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like to this video and make sure you share this as well. Maybe some of your friends, maybe you want to show it in your next over the board excursions. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.